what's going on? It's MassiveJoes RAW Review, and I'm coming to you from MassiveJoes.com. Awesome! Raw review for the viewers at home today on one of the most anticipated meal replacement protein powders we have seen thus far. It is, of course, Core MRP in the house. Let's get straight into it, show you guys exactly what's in it, tell you exactly what it's going to do. That nutritional information panel, although quite big, is long as sure as hell ain't gonna get it done, and we about to go balls deep in this here Core Nutritionals Core MRP. Luckily, got myself a nicely laid out big ass nutritional information panel for the viewers at home. Starting from the top. Actually, before I start from the top, let me put this here Core MRP in a little bit of perspective, or give it a little bit of context for you viewers at home. This particular supplement was actually the first supplement ever produced by Core Nutritionals, ever formulated by Core Nutritionals CEO Doug Miller, of course, arguably the world's best natural pro bodybuilder. This was the first supplement ever produced by Core almost 10 years ago, man. Probably over 10 years ago, I'm not sure exactly on the dates, but this was the first one. It has just, for the first time ever, landed in Australia. In fact, I'd go so far as to say the first time ever it's been available outside of the US of A. That's why it's getting the raw review done right now. Let's go balls deep. Starting from the top. Zoom and focus action, please. Serving size, 2 scoops, 68 grams. Got yourself about 20 of them 2 scoops serve bitches in one of these 3-pound Core MRP bitches. So you're getting 20 serves of 2 scoops, so there's actually 40 scoops. And the scoops are big motherfuckers too, man. 2 scoops, 68 grams means 1 scoop gonna be 34 grams. That's the size of the scoop. So you guys can check that shit out. That's a big damn scoop. That's why it weighs 3 pounds with only 20 serves up in this bitch. In terms of what the 20 serves is made up of, it is a protein powder, a meal replacement protein powder to be exact. So we do have to look at the macros. We're going to look at this column here. This is the 2 scoop column, viewers at home. So if we start at the top of this column, you can see calories. You're talking 245 calories. The calories are made up of total fat, 3 grams of which 1 gram is saturated. So you're talking under 5% total fat. 57 milligrams of cholesterol, so hardly any cholesterol in there. You got total carbohydrate, 27 grams, of which 5 grams is dietary fiber and only 2 grams is sugar. So as a percentage, you're talking 40% by weight total carbohydrates and only 3% of those carbs being sugar, 3% total carbs being sugar. And then of course the protein. Also 27 grams of protein, so it's 40% protein. If you look at the ratio, it's obviously 1-to-1 carbohydrate protein with minimal amounts of fat. So it is a true meal replacement protein powder. A lot of meal replacement protein powders on the market are much higher in protein than they are in carbs and fats. If you're looking to replace a meal, a true MRP is going to be very close 1-to-1, or exactly as we see in Core MRP, 1-to-1 protein to carbohydrates with minimal fat, or some true MRPs may go a little bit higher than fat. But in terms of ratio of macronutrients, and in particular protein to carbs, you want to be looking for that 1-to-1 ratio when you're trying to replace a complete meal, viewers at home. Moving right along, let's now get into the ingredients so we can see exactly what this MRP is made up of. So we're going to scoot down this nutritional information panel, go balls deep in this bit down here. So we're going to start with the Carbohydrate Blend. It's a blend only of oat flour and barley flour. So you're not going to see any, and this goes for the entire Core product range, you're not going to see any cheap fillers or cheap sources of carbohydrates up in this MRP. There's no maltodextrin, there's no high GI dextrose, there's no high fructose corn syrup, there's no shit in this MRP. The carbohydrates are coming completely from oat flour and barley flour, which are complex carbohydrates, which are grain-based carbohydrates, which are low GI carbohydrates, which are whole food carbohydrates. So when we look at what we're actually trying to do with this core MRP, and that is replace a meal, you're actually replacing a meal with really damn good ingredients as far as the carbs is concerned. Moving right along, we then get into the protein blend. So it's a blend of 4 types of protein. You've got cold processed undenatured whey protein concentrate, combined with milk protein concentrate, combined with micellar casein, combined with cross-flow microfiltered whey protein isolate. So 4 types of protein. We're going to go ahead and call this a staggered release protein blend because you have your very fast digesting proteins, obviously the whey protein isolate, whey protein concentrate, into your very slow digesting protein. So your milk protein, and then obviously the slowest digesting protein is the micellar casein. So what that's going to deliver from a supplementation point of view is very rapid uptake of those fast digesting proteins, very rapid uptake of amino acids, but then staggered release. We call it staggered release because the micellar casein is going to take 6 to 8 hours to completely digest. So you get this staggered and sustained release of amino acids into the bloodstream. It really is ideal when you look at what you're trying to do with replacing entire meals. Moving right along. We then get into the vitamin and mineral blend, which is a combination. I'm not going to go through them all, but you can check this out. You can actually pause the video right here if you want. Pause for screenshot and take a look at it. But it's a full spectrum vitamin and mineral blend, from vitamin A all the way down to minerals A to Z, from vitamin A to zinc. Let's go and put it like that. And every vitamin in there at the 2-scoop dose is dosed at pretty much everything at least 25% or more. So it's not just pixie dusted or fairy dusted in vitamins and minerals so that they can put them on the label and say full spectrum vitamin and mineral blend. Everything has been precisely put in there at precise doses so that you're getting substantial amounts of these vitamins and minerals. And if you're taking the core MRP multiple times per day, you're going to get damn near close to 100% recommended dietary intake of the vitamin and mineral blend. Moving right along, I'm then going to jump down right to the bottom of this, the ingredients down here, and show you guys the digestive enzyme blend, which is a blend of 5 different digestive enzymes: protease 1, protease 11, amylase, lipase, and lactase. And those are in there obviously to help your body digest not only the proteins down into their amino acid constituents, get them into the bloodstream to help with that recovery, but also to help you digest the carbohydrate blend with the oat flour and the barley flour and get the vitamins and minerals into the bloodstream. Got yourself some artificial colors, artificial flavors. Actually, I'm pretty sure there ain't no artificial colors. So let's go with, got yourself some artificial flavors, artificial sweetness. And that's what's in it. We just went balls deep in MRP. But to summarize, it is quite a simple product. It's very high quality carbohydrates combined with very high quality 4-stage staggered release protein with a full spectrum vitamin and mineral blend with added digestive enzymes, and that is core MRP right there. That is what is in the core MRP, and obviously it's designed. If you look at the roots of core MRP, when CEO of Core Nutritionals, Doug Miller, actually created this product, he created it to fill a gap in the market because for times when he couldn't get a solid meal, or he didn't have the time to eat a full solid meal, or he hadn't meal prepped the night before or the week before and just didn't have access to a solid meal, the meal replacement proteins that were on the market were not in the right ratio, contained cheap sources of carbohydrates, cheap sources of protein, didn't do anything in terms of vitamins and minerals at all, didn't have any digestive enzymes to help actually digest the protein and the carbohydrates from the meal replacement. So Doug actually sat down and created this product for his own personal use to fill the gap in the market because there wasn't any decent MRPs on the market. And even still now, at the end of 2015, just about to tick over to 2016, you're still not going to find a meal replacement protein powder that even comes close on paper to what's in this here Core Nutritionals MRP. In terms of how it tastes, how it mixes, comes in 5 flavors. Comes in chocolate, which goes straight to their biceps. Comes in vanilla. Comes in banana. Comes in snickerdoodle, which I will say is it's not Snickers. It's not the Snickers bar flavor. Snickerdoodle is like a cinnamon coated cookie. So snickerdoodle, aka cinnamon coated cookie, comes in my personal favorite, the peanut butter oatmeal cookie flavor, viewers at home. Infamous MassiveJoes taste and mixability test about to go down. Got my MassiveJoes blender bottle in the house. I'm gonna follow the directions on the label to the T. Add 2 scoops to 8 to 16 ounces of cold water, depending on preferred thickness and flavor, and shake into a mix. So I got 16 ounces up in this bitch. I'm gonna take 2 scoops of this here tub, personal tub I might say, of this Core Nutritionals MRP and the peanut butter oatmeal cookie flavor. 2 scoops, 2 full scoops, so 68 grams in 16 ounces of water. For viewers at home who use the metric system, 16 ounces of water is about 500 mils or half a liter of water. Scoop number 1 about to go in this bitch. Let me grab another scoop, man. Scoop number 2, up in this bag. All right, throw the lid back on, throw the lid back on. Gonna give it a few flicks of the wrist. Now remember, there is 68 grams of powder in here, man. That's a lot of protein powder. That's a lot of meal replacement powder to be mixing up in half a liter or 16 ounces of water. So I'm gonna put a little elbow grease up in this bitch, man, and make sure it mixes. Then I'm gonna show you guys how it mixes and refresh my memory on how this peanut butter oatmeal cookie tastes, man. All right, that's enough. So check it. Infamous MassiveJoes double wall glass. Oh shit! Damn! Look at that! Look at it! No floaters, no sinkers, nothing in there, no bubbles, no clumps, nothing. That is damn near perfectly mixed. That being said, if you tried to mix 68 grams of powder in half a liter of water in a glass with a spoon, you'd need a big off glass and you have absolutely no chance of getting it to mix. So I would go so far as to say blender bowl is required. For this here Core Nutritionals Core MRP, let me refresh my memory on how this peanut butter oatmeal cookie tastes, man. I'm stomping my feet and lighting a match for Doug Miller, man. I have a match, so I did a click instead, but I stomped them mother because that flavor. Poof. Oh shit. I know, like when you're dealing with a 1-to-1 ratio of proteins and carbohydrates and you got fats to play with, you do have a lot to play with in terms of flavoring your protein when you're comparing it to like a lean protein where you're trying to keep carbs and fats as low as possible. So there really is no excuse to not make it taste good. But that is just like, man, incredible. If I had to rank the flavors in terms of my personal preference, peanut butter oatmeal cookie is on a whole different level. That is just, Doug Miller needs to put that into Core Pro. There needs to be a Core Pro in that flavor if it's possible, because that flavor is just if you love peanut butter and you love cookies, you are gonna absolutely love the shit out of peanut butter oatmeal cookie. Closely behind that, snickerdoodle is amazing, especially if you're a big fan of cinnamon. Probably, in my personal opinion, behind that, I'd then go the banana, then I'd go the chocolate, then I'd go vanilla if I had to rank them. But my personal opinion, peanut butter oatmeal cookie is a step above all the other flavors. And then the other 4 flavors are fantastic. Don't get it twisted. They are all really good across the board. And like I said, man, I gotta stop my feet and light a match with Doug Miller, because he does not spiders when it comes to flavoring supplements, and not a single spider was when it has come to flavoring the Core MRP. Now, in terms of the taste and mixability, there are a couple of things that I do want to point out, one thing in particular, because the carbohydrate source is the combination of the oat and barley flour, you do get the settling of the oat and barley flour down the bottom if you leave your shaker sitting on a table or sitting and actually allow it to settle. So you can see down there that oat and barley flour has actually settled down the bottom. Let me get some proper zoom and focus so you guys can actually see that shit. You see that right there? That right there, oat and barley flour. So all you got to do, a few flicks of the wrist, and it's gone. But it does settle out, and if you pour it into a glass like that, you can see in there that you do get a little bit of settling down the bottom as well. So you can just obviously knock that back, and it tastes like oat and barley flour. It's got the consistency of oat and barley flour, but I did need to point that out to you viewers at home because I don't want you guys getting this shit. It's settling down the bottom, and you're saying, Massive Joe, man, he wasn't honest with me about the mixability in this bitch. So I'm keeping it 100 for you viewers at home. I'm gonna have myself some more of this mid-raw review. Absolutely delicious. And the other thing is the consistency. Once again, working with a 1-to-1 ratio of protein to carbohydrates, you'd expect the consistency to be on point. But there's nothing that has been used in here to thicken it up or anything. It's just the natural consistency of the MRP is just absolutely delicious, man. In terms of the effects, when it comes to, and I've already mentioned this on paper, when it comes to MRP, if you were to do what Doug Miller did when he first created this product and actually sit down and say, what do I want in a meal replacement protein powder that's actually gonna be as good as eating a whole food meal? So it's actually gonna replace an entire whole food meal. You'd go very high quality, biologically high bioavailability source of protein. So you're immediately looking at whey protein. If you're looking for staggered release, you're immediately looking at milk protein and casein protein. So that gets a big tick. In terms of carbohydrates, you want a whole food source of carbohydrates that's low GI, that's high in fiber, that's a complex carbohydrate as well, so that you don't get insulin spikes going all over the place and make you feel like shit throughout the day. So you get a big tick for the carbohydrate blend of oat and barley flour. In terms of here, you want to try and keep your fats, for most people, you want to try and keep your fats as low as possible. So the fact that there hasn't been any added fats, the fats come from the protein sources and the carbohydrate sources naturally occurring, also gets a big tick. Then you go, if I'm replacing a meal, I'm probably gonna have some micronutrients in there, some green vegetables or something that's gonna get me some vitamins and minerals. So the fact that Doug Miller has then gone and put a full spectrum, not just a couple of vitamins and minerals, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, there's over 20 vitamins and minerals in Core MRP that are dosed significantly as well, not just pixie dusted, fairy dusted. That gets a big tick. Then on top of all of that, you've gone, I may as well throw some digestive enzymes in there to help me digest all the protein, all of the vitamins and minerals, get them actually into the bloodstream. So it gets a big tick from that perspective as well. And then finally, this shit is damn near delicious. The consistency is amazing, and you got 5 flavors to choose from. Viewers at home, I'm going there. I am. Because they just leave no stone unturned. What else could you possibly do in terms of creating a meal replacement powder? I don't think there's anything you could possibly do that hasn't already been done by Doug Miller and Core MRP. So viewers at home, I would go so far as to say that Core MRP is the best meal replacement protein powder we have seen thus far. It is. It's amazing. If you're looking for the, what else can I possibly say that I haven't already said? Actually, no, there is a couple of things I can say that I haven't already said because it's sitting right in front of me. If drinking it is not enough for you, it is also an incredibly versatile meal replacement protein powder. The first thing you can do with it is you add a little bit less water, you mix it up in a spoon, in a bowl with a spoon, and look at that consistency. You make MRP sludge with this bitch. And that consistency is just absolutely perfect for sludge, and you can actually eat it. So you can have a meal replacement protein powder and eat it too. And as a sludge, it's absolutely amazing because of it's almost the texture of the oat and barley flour works so well in a sludge because it gives it depth. It gives it a really nice texture and consistency as a sludge to actually eat. Then you take that sludge, you can throw some berries in that bitch, pop it in the microwave, heat it up, you got yourself a pudding. Or you can take any one of the flavors and use it. I'm gonna put links in the description box down below. You can use it to make things like muffins. You can use it to make things like pancakes. It bakes fantastically. It cooks fantastically because of that 1-to-1 ratio of protein to carbohydrates, which is obviously in there because it replaces an entire meal. The side effect of that is it makes a very versatile powder for cooking high protein foods with. So for cooking muffins, for cooking pancakes, for cooking cake, high protein cake, you know, good quality cake with good quality ingredients. If you want to get creative in the kitchen, your core MRP really does make an incredible base for cooking and baking. Guys, the final thing I'm going to say with this here MRP, because we have had a bunch of questions about it at MassiveJoes, is concerning the price. In the Australian marketplace, you're looking at around the $79.95 or the $80 mark for the 20 serves. And some people have been questioning that, saying, man, 3 pounds of protein, 1-to-1 ratio, protein to carbohydrates, low in fat for 80 bucks, that is pretty damn expensive. Yeah, it is expensive, but when you compare it to what it's actually replacing, 2 scoop serve, so you divide your 80 bucks by 20 serves for the 2 scoop serve, you're looking at about 4 bucks. Where can you get for $4 a meal that's going to give you 27 grams of protein, 27 grams of carbs, minimal fats, full spectrum vitamins and minerals, and digestive enzyme, and tastes amazing, and you can cook with the shit? It's just not going to happen. So when you put it relative to what it's actually replacing, it's cheap. It's more than half the price of the alternative, which is a whole food meal that's going to get you those macros, those micros, those phytos, and those digestive enzymes. So in terms of the actual value for money, the value for money is spectacular. I'm going to finish on that note. Guys, if you're looking for a meal replacement protein powder like no other, the best meal replacement protein powder we have seen thus far, you got to give yourself core MRP a shot. Guys, hit the subscribe button. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, man. Stay up to date with all the latest editions of MassiveJoes RAW Review and all the other deliciousness on our YouTube channel. And guys, that is MassiveJoes RAW Review on the all new to the Australian market Core Nutritionals MRP in the house. And I'm coming to you from MassiveJoes.com.